Hey there, it's just a conversation. Um, I wanted to come back on here and talk about the virus. They call it the Hannes virus, Hannes virus. It's HAN. But nevertheless, whatever they want to call it is what they want to call it. Now, I got so many things I could talk about with this virus. Now, first of all, media was saying, social media was saying that the virus was on a yacht, a boat. I'm thinking it's on a cruise liner. It wasn't on a cruise liner. That was not a cruise liner. They showed a cruise liner the first couple of times. Then they start showing the actual boat that it was on. Because they kept saying 123 people. And I'm like, that's not a cruise liner. Cruise liner hold way more people than that. So then they finally showed the actual boat. Okay. They say 3 people done died. Okay. Now, the people that were on the boat got off. Some people, 23 people, got off. They let these people get off the boat and go to their various destinations or where they wanted to go. Somebody went to Africa. Somebody went to New Zealand or somewhere up there. But my thing is, why would y'all let people off the boat knowing that it's infected? But now what I'm saying is the boat can't be infected. It didn't come off, it wasn't on the boat. Somebody brought that onto the boat because now this is what they're saying. The gestation period of catching this virus, you won't know you got it for 3 weeks. How is that? But they say this is worse than COVID. You catch COVID within a couple of days, 4 days, 5 days, you know you sick. But this virus here, they're talking about, you won't know if you're infected until 3 weeks later. Well, how is it spreading that fast? It can't spread that fast then. I believe, and they said that the people who were on the boat was sick. 3 people. Now they're also saying it's coming from being in tight spaces. Now we all know this. Those of you that lived in the hood, you all know this. Being around rat, feces, and rodents is something that we've seen in a lifetime. People have lived in houses where rodents, they had an infestation problem. They ain't never caught no virus. See what I'm saying? Now, this is just my thinking. It's time to put on your thinking caps and say, wait a minute. Are they feeding me bull crap? Or is they trying to just do a scare tactic? Now, this is my thing on it. It's like this. I want you to watch what's going on over here because I don't want you to see what's really going on over there. So it's a distraction. A distraction from what? I don't know. The primaries is coming up, voting. All kind of stuff is happening. But it's stuff they don't want us to see. Now, they could be just doing a scare tactic, and this could be something that's really true. But the mortality rate in this is 40%. 40%. So it's a 40% chance of you catching this, you dying. Round it up. That's 50%. You gonna die. They say they don't have a vaccine for it. Then you hear all kind of stuff that this happened back in 2025 and it's been out. Now, I do know this, being in the medical field myself, that if you're exposed to rat feces, the urine, or mice, whichever one, it can make you a little nauseous. It can make you sick because of the fumes and things that are in their poop and pee. It can make you sick. Yes, it can. But I ain't never heard of it making you catch a virus. But then they flipped it a little bit and they said, well, because it has a different strand. That sound like to me, you telling me a different strand, that sound like to me that y'all put something in something. That's just me saying. That's just what I'm saying. I'm trying to use my brain on this thing because I ain't trying to be no conspiracy theorist or nothing. But I'm just saying, ain't none of this making sense. Because when they talked about the boat and the virus was on the boat, it wasn't on the boat. Somebody brought it on the boat where they were. And it was the husband and wife that died. They were somewhere doing something. They brought it back to the boat. Okay? So far, only 3 people have died. Now, this happened in April. We in May. And all we got is 3 deaths? Me, if I'm over the health department and you on that boat, we done already made you a barn or a house or a hospital or something. And we gonna take you, escort you right off that boat into, because I'm gonna have a hazmat suit on, and escort you right on over into that hospital or that clinic that we have for you for 3 weeks. So we can check out and see if you got anything. Because you ain't finna go out in public and spread it. But see, this is why you think this is a bunch of bull. Because ain't nobody thinking. The CDC ain't thought of what I just said. Now they talking about we gonna do tracers. How you gonna trace? Because it was said that the 23 people that got off the boat continued their vacation somewhere else. So now, if they continue their vacation somewhere else, they had to get to the destination as to where their vacation was continuing at, right? Am I right? So if they did that, they had to get on public transportation. It was said that they got on a plane. So you get on the plane. There's other people on the plane. Now you have infected all the people that are on the plane. The pilot, the airline stewardess, and all the passengers. Then you might, after you get off the plane, you got to have a car. What'd you do? Get on Uber, rent a car. You had to go into the rent-a-car place to get a car. So you done contaminated those people. And the Uber people. Then the Uber people go home to their family and they contaminate their family. So the CDC didn't do nothing. So how you going to trace all that? I just traced it, and I don't work for the CDC. I just trace possibilities. That's what I trace, possibilities. I didn't trace nothing. I just traced the logical facts that these people left that boat and had to get to their destination by plane, train, bus, skateboard. It don't matter. They had to get to their destination. So there's going to be a contact of people that they're going to come in contact with, right? Yeah. Yeah, how smart is that? So it makes you say, wonder is this true? Or did those people just get it from where they were, get on the boat, husband and wife, and they died? First, the husband died. Then 2 weeks later, the wife died. She went to the hospital, so they had to take her to the hospital. After they, got off the boat. The husband, now they pulled his body off. He dead already. The wife, she died 2 weeks later in the hospital. So now, on her way to the hospital, who else did she infect? See what I'm saying? The list goes on and on and on. Now, it was said that there was a doctor on the ship, and he was tending to the husband and wife that passed. And then he became infected. And he is in critical condition. He hasn't died yet. I don't know. But I don't know if he's that third person that has died, or was that another third person that there was another person that got in contact with it and they're in ICU. So I don't know. So that would make four. I don't know which way that's going. But I'm telling you right now. Then they said the virus has hit the United States, and it's in Georgia and California. Then I heard Texas. Then I heard, you're hearing all kinds of stuff. They don't know where it's at. If you get online right now, it's people already talking about putting the mask on. And that's what they want us to do. They want us to mask up so they can lock down, so they can do all these things and then offer us another jab. You heard me? Another jab. That's what they're trying to do. Then I'm hearing this. Sounds like a conspiracy theorist too. Then I'm hearing this. That because people that took the first jab, their immune system cannot fight off anything that's coming their way. So they're more skeptical to, say that word wrong, to the next virus that's coming out, which is this one. So now their body won't be able to fight this off. Well, no. If their immune system is down, they don't really have one, and this virus comes out, and the mortality rate of survival is 40%, they ain't got 10% to live. The mortality rate is more like for them 80%. So they're saying that that's why they put this out. You know, word on the street, social media, those people I'm talking about. That's why they put it out, because they knew people that took the jab would not be able to sustain this next virus that's coming out. Well, if it's at a 40% fatality rate, I mean, not fatality. Listen at me. Here I go. But if it's at that 40% mortality rate, nobody's going to be able to really withstand that. We're all doomed. I mean, you could take it the way it is and say maybe it won't happen. Maybe that's just something that happened. I don't know. Or you can be watchful and be wise. First it was the bat. Now we got the rats. What are we doing? What are we doing? What is going on? How many believe that it's a rat that's infecting people? Don't we see rats all the time running around? New York is infested with them. Ain't nobody dying like that from a virus in New York. But yet and still, they telling us this. And then when you say that, then they say, oh, it's a different strand. Then who put the different strand there? Who put that strand there? Who put it there? It could be a different strand. You're right. It's more than likely it is. It's somebody put a different strand there. Who the somebody is, I don't know. Now, that could be a conspiracy theorist, too. I ain't trying to be one. All I know is that it's got to make sense to me. And somebody needs to hurry up and make it make sense. Make it make sense to me. Because, like I said, there's rats all day in New York. Big ones. Ain't nobody ever said, oh, in New York, there's a fatality rate of 40%. Mortality rate of I keep saying that word wrong. Mortality rate of 40%. Ain't nobody dying from no virus in New York. or any place where they have a bunch of rodents. I ain't hearing about nobody dying. Then I went a little further with it. I said, well, now I know garbage men, sewer men that work in the sewer. They get shots and stuff like that to protect themselves from rodents when they go down there in case they get bit or whatever. They going in there where the fumes is, the piss and the feces is. Granted, they probably have masks on, but ain't nobody came up with no virus. Garbage men see rats all the time in the landfills. There's rats. They're in it. The whole garbage where you landfill is the company is in the landfill, and nobody's saying, oh, there's a virus out on Highway 259, the landfill where the garbage is, and they said that it's real bad out there, and that the rats and the rodents are taking over, and it's causing an infection, and a virus is spreading. That would have sounded more logical to me than what y'all talking about. I'd have said probably so. They gonna have to, CDC gonna have to go to the landfill and figure out how they gonna get this garbage to where these rats won't be over there causing harms to humans. That ain't what they said. They said somebody put the virus on the boat. They put the virus on the boat. Not that. Okay. You got to make it make sense to me. When you go on these cruises, and I've been on several of them, you can't see rodents get in and off the boat. Now you know they are. You know they are. Because it's food there. So much food, and they dumping and hauling food, and so rodents will slip in there and get in there. But no cruise line has ever said, we got a virus on this boat. More people, more food. But you get the smaller cruise line. It's a small, 123 people. I think that's what it was. But all of a sudden, they got a virus on it. They got a virus because somebody came in contact with the virus outside the boat and put it in the boat. People better start thinking. Now, I said that to say this. It's because you got to make it make sense. Now, when you say, oh, well, we've been around rodents all our life, or we've seen rodents in the park and in New York Park and on the New York subways, but ain't never had a virus. But all of a sudden, it's on a boat. Got to make it make sense to me. Now, I'm not saying it probably didn't happen, but to me, something ain't matching. You know, it ain't adding up. I'm just real sorry with this whole situation. It ain't adding. So, before y'all start massing up, get suited and booted, as they say, it could be a scare tactic. I don't know. But before you start doing that, sit down and really think about this. How did this start? And why they didn't leave a boat out there and bring another boat out there, a hospital boat, like they did when the first virus came out, and bring those people in on that boat and keep them out there until quarantine is over? Because I'm telling you the truth. I don't know. Them people ain't been on that boat for no 2 months. If that first husband and wife caught that in April, the husband died somewhere like April 10th, 11th, somewhere in there. The wife ends up dying April 20th. Today is May the 9th. Ain't nobody else died. Ain't nobody else sick. All they had was 3 people. The couple that died. Another person that's in critical condition. And they've been on that boat since the first couple weeks of April. And it's a month later. Use your brain, y'all. Use your brain. I don't know what the incubation period is. They saying 3 to 4 weeks or something like that, you'll see symptoms. I'm gonna keep saying 3 people. Now, somebody might come up with it in the next couple of days. Granted, that's fine. 3 people. I'm gonna just say 3 people. They say they tracing the people that went to Georgia. They say they tracing the people that went to California. They tracing all these people and the sea. And I think they said they did get in contact with these people and they're not sick. So if they was on the boat, those people that they're tracing was on that same boat when those 2 people died. And the people that got off, 23 of them that got off, 23, the ones that they've traced are not sick yet. What does that tell you? Now, they say it's person to person. Husband and wife, close together, they can get it. Tight spaces, maybe so. And the symptoms are body ache, like severe body ache, flu. Ain't no cough, ain't no sneezing, none of that. They say you get like abdominal problems with your stomach. There was a doctor that came on I was looking at yesterday, and he was saying he's treated people with this same thing. People don't catch it like that. You have to be real in close contact like the husband and wife were. They don't catch it. But see, the husband and wife were both together when they was off the boat doing whatever they doing and came back to the boat. That's why. So the other person that's sick was somewhere in proximity of the 2 that died. See what I'm saying? So, conspiracy theorists if you want to, but I'm making it make sense here. Because I'm not all the way convinced that, I don't know if this is a scare tactic to scare everyone. I don't know what it is, but I know one thing. If it don't line up, if it don't make sense, don't try to make it make sense. Because if it's 2 and 2 and you getting 5 instead of 4, something ain't right. Something wrong. So I just want to jump on here and talk about that, because the Hannes virus or the Hunter's virus, whatever they call it, I don't know how far this is going to go. I hope it goes nowhere. But for y'all that really want to think for yourself, put it together. That's all you got to do. They got the man on here crying, talking about, because he wants to get off the boat. I don't know if he was infected or not. He said he feels fine, but he's on there crying, talking about we're people, human beings too. Yes, I get it. You guys want to get off because you're scared. I get that. But you guys should get off. But at a safe, there should be a safe place to get off and to be checked out before you go out into general population. Because we don't want to keep it going. But now they say that's not a new virus. It's been out before. How true that is, I don't know. But we don't know. We just don't. We just ain't gonna know. We don't know if it's warfare. We don't know what it is. But I'm going to tell y'all again. Make it make sense. So we just had that conversation. I'll see y'all the next time I see y'all. But until then, y'all hit that like button, share, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this virus. And let me know if there's anybody you know about that know about this virus and feel the same way I do. Because we ain't sure this is real, make believe, or it's another virus that's coming out. We don't know. But treat it as it is. Until next time, bye-bye.